One thing I've questioned while watching Rezero is why does the Witch of Envy love Subaru? If you watch the anime, you know Subaru, the main character, got transported into another world and was cursed by the Witch of Jealousy, Satella. What he was cursed with was the ability to return by death. As it implies, when he dies, he's able to return back to a checkpoint in order to change his situation, though he can't tell anyone about this ability or she warns him in various ways. Until last season, he saw it as nothing but a curse where he had to suffer for others around him to be happy. But this changed when she told him to take care of himself, saying it's because he saved her and gave her hope. This Satella was completely different from the Witch of Envy we knew that only desired for him to love her. So why is she so different, and when did he give her hope? Going to the first episode, the only interaction he had with Satella at the time was when Amelia told Subaru her name was Satella in the first loop. Some people say it was to scare him off so he wouldn't get involved with her, but in this loop before they both died, he promises to save Satella. This phrase is repeated again later when he talks to her in season 2, but this is the first time we heard of the Witch of Jealousy, and it was weird to hear Amelia say that was her name. This made me question if the first Amelia that he ran into was actually Satella, but you could say that might have been what gave her hope. She could have heard that somehow and created a vow between them, making it so that he couldn't die until he actually saves her. She was probably the person who summoned him as well, since if you look at the director's cut, they show that he was seeing visions of his promise to save her at the store before he got summoned. In this scene, you can see the curse latch itself onto him, but now for why she's so different from the Witch of Envy we saw, it's because her witch factor was not compatible with her like Betelgeuse. Like the situation with him, this resulted in the creation of her Witch of Envy personality. Betelgeuse's was also due to him going insane by killing Fortuna, but what is a witch factor? A witch factor is an authority shaped into existence based on a compatible holder's nature or desire. An example is that Sloth's witch factor is the unseen hand, but to gain a witch factor you have to be compatible, or like I said, if you aren't compatible, it greatly alters your personality. While they aren't the first witches, they were the ones who made their names known since they were considered calamities. They are called witches of sin because they all possess a witch factor of the 7 deadly sins, with those being pride, sloth, envy, greed, gluttony, wrath, and lust. They all came in contact with the witch factors at some point in their lives due to their compatibility with them. It's the same for the sin archbishops you've seen who represent the 7 deadly sins and tried to revive the witches. For example, Tifon had trouble with the concept of good and evil, so she was compatible with pride, which allows her to sense whether an individual is good or bad by touching them. It does more than that, of course, but in the case of Echida, she had an unending thirst for knowledge, which made her compatible with greed. The only person who didn't match their factor was Satella. Like mentioned before, she ended up with 2 personalities, with the first one being the one we saw near the end of season 2, where she was approachable and nice. It's her original personality that loves Subaru and wants him to kill her, to put an end to her endless suffering as the Witch of Envy. Then the other personality, which is the Witch of Envy, where she is possessive and remorseless, so much so that she decimated half the world and was seemingly unkillable. She's able to control shadows, turn back time, which is what she gave to Subaru, and even stop time. She was deemed evil 400 years ago and she had to be sealed away. This rampage is the reason people don't trust Amelia since they share the same characteristics. Amelia is also a perfect vessel for her, so perfect that I would believe you if you said they were the same person, since in one of the loops when Amelia turned crazy she was acting like Satella. I thought she was Amelia's mother, but I heard that Amelia's mother is said to be a human, so let me know your theories down below, like, subscribe, and watch another.